Hello everybody, the Naruto Theorist here, and today we're going to be looking at a pretty fun video in my mind. And what we're going to be doing is seeing if Might Guy should be able to walk after using the 8th gate. Now the first thing we have to look at in his case are different types of fractures, and I put this list on screen, which I thought was a great image that I found earlier today. And we're going to easily see that Might Guy has a comminuted fracture, and that is when a bone breaks multiple times in the same instance. And this is probably the most severe of all fractures, right next to a compound fracture, which is when the bone pokes out of the skin, which is really gross. But anyways, this is the most severe and takes the longest to recover from, so we can see that obviously he's not in a good spot. Now, despite their severity and what happened in the show, these types of fractures aren't that hard to fix. They just take a couple of staples and putting the bone in a very strict and confined cast, which is severe, but I mean, you can walk, so it actually isn't that hard, and the recovery time is a little bit longer because just due to the nature of the fracture and how many fractures there are, and it's just a break. So the recovery time's a lot longer, but it still is fixable. Now we see in Guy's instance, he broke it very severely. Now this is like the severe of severe, right? I put a picture on screen of the shot where his leg just basically shattered, and now he broke his tibia and his fibula, which are both the two bottom bones in the leg, and I would bet he broke his femur as well, which is the big thigh bone. So all of those are pretty crucial bones in your leg, and you need all of them to walk. So if one of them goes wrong, he's not going to be able to walk. But the recovery time, as I said, will be a lot longer than normal comminuted fractures, but it still will probably be reversible. Now, I don't want to get into too much headcanon with his injuries, but I would bet that his kneecap also broke, which the kneecap is a very crucial part, and I would also bet that most of the tendons in his knee were shattered too. So the options for that are not very good, as amputation would be like the main idea for that, just because the recovery time and the surgical amount would take so long. Just for like a complete leg shatter, and the money, it would cost a lot of money. So the options for that wouldn't be as good. Now we also see his foot is shattered as well, and this is a big injury right here, so this is really bad for him, but it still may be reversible with a lot of recovery time. Now what would most likely happen is his foot, his tibia, fibula, and femur would all be put into really strict confinement with a cast, just so the recovery time could be better, and they would most likely either make a fake ACL, MCL, and other knee tendons, or just try and reconstruct them if they're not as bad, but the time on all of that would take a long time. And even though it would take that long, it would not be, I think, probably around 10 years as it has been, and he is still in that cast. So, and while you could say the 8th gate could have aggravated his injury, we can't really say that just because the rest of his body is perfectly fine. So he shouldn't have any adverse problems with his leg due to the 8th gate being opened. Now, despite all of what I'm saying, this is what would happen in real life. Now, in the ninja world, where you can take a stab to the heart and still live, I would bet he should have been fine, and they just put him in the cast for plot reasons, but he should have been able to be recovered because Rock Lee got bones taken out of his spinal column, which I don't think is possible. So either way, that's what would happen in Might Guy's case, and that's how he should have been treated with his injuries, and how he would be treated now. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later.